Shannon, thank you so much for being here today and speaking in front of everyone. I was wondering, what parallels have you seen between the gun reform movement and the women's equality movement?
What's really interesting, I think, about activism everywhere, but also in America, is that women have been on the front lines of it since the inception of the concept of America. And in particular, what I think is really fascinating is that women got involved in prohibition. Now, we know how that ended, but it was the first time that prohibition was considered a Christian principle. And women were able to get on the front lines and talk about alcohol. And once they got a taste of that activism, they kind of never went back. And I also think that when women get involved, intractable issues are suddenly fixable because they work together and because they have something in common, which is a desire to keep their children and their communities safe. And everything from, as I said, prohibition to civil rights to child labor laws to the Flint, Michigan water crisis. I don't think gun violence prevention is any different. I really do think now that women have gotten off the sidelines, both in suburban, finally, and urban communities, and women in urban communities have been working on this a long time. I think it'll get fixed.
Awesome. So with the political climate in today's society, why do you think it's important for all political parties to come together for gun sense?
This is not a Republican or a Democrat issue. Saving lives should be an issue that everyone across the aisle can agree on. And we work very hard to be a nonpartisan organization because we aren't just going to change the makeup of our state legislatures and Congress by unelecting people. It will take far too long and too many lives will be lost in the meantime. We have to change hearts and minds. And that means we have to be open to having conversations with lawmakers to talk about where can we come together. And you know, after Parkland, we worked very hard in every single state house to change laws, to pass good laws. And we were able to do that in 20 states, 9 of which were signed into law by Republican governors.
That's incredible.
So it just goes to show that when you have conversations and also when you have American citizens get off the sidelines and show that they will have these lawmakers' backs if they do the right thing and they will have their jobs if they don't, then you see real change.
Completely. Why do you believe that it's important for teens to be active in this, and what do you think is the best way for teens to have a say?
Every single generation needs to get involved. You're never too young to do activism, and you're also never too old. And it's really important to remember that there is strength in numbers. No one organization is going to win this, and not one American by themselves can win this. It really does have to be all Americans coming together and using their voices and their votes. And what also is interesting is that before Parkland, when you would look at polling on the millennial generation around guns, they were sort of apathetic or even had a libertarian view of it, which is the government shouldn't get involved. And then Parkland happened, and we saw the polling completely change. This is a generation that will absolutely make this a priority of their policy platforms, and they will not accept any lawmakers who do not support gun safety. And I feel so heartened by that, because this work won't get done in my lifetime. Even when you make wins, you have to show up and be vigilant and continue to protect those wins, and that will take your generation to keep fighting the gun lobby and to make sure that they never get a stranglehold again on our politicians.
Wow, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.